Hello YouTube and welcome to an amazing game of Age of Empires 2. This one is a 2v2 team game between players I have rarely casted, if casted at all, in the past. So before I get into the game, I want to thank everyone who has committed to supporting me in some way over the past 2 weeks. I announced that I'm going full time with this after a lot of hard work over 2 years, and this is something I really want to pursue. We have 51 patrons right now. If you're interested in getting involved yourself, you can look at the Patreon link, which is below the video. Also, we had a lot of people from YouTube, I could tell, come to Twitch, create an account, and link their Amazon Prime membership with Twitch, which only takes about 30 seconds, and subscribe to the stream, which means a lot to me. Even though it's free, it just means that people are listening to the videos, and that people realize that there's a really good way to support me without actually losing anything on your side. So to everyone who did that, thank you so much. I had maybe 20, 30 people subscribe to the stream that had just created Twitch accounts. So I figured that you saw the announcement video and decided to chip in. So thank you for taking a minute of your time to do that. And your reward is, if you're a Patreon subscriber, or sorry, Patreon supporter or Twitch subscriber, you get early access to this video right here. Now YouTube, I'm sure you're seeing this now as well. This is going to be up 48 hours after the early access for everybody. So anyway, let's not ramble on too much about that, and let's get into the game. And it is a game that is a 2v2, and this was played about a month or two ago. Someone sent it to me. And normally, I really don't pay much attention to those after, you know, everyone tends to send me just games between them and their buddies, and it never just ends up being a close game. This one was sent to me, and it's actually quite good, and I'm super excited to cast it because I fast-forwarded through it, and I was amazed at the quality of the game, despite not having some players I've ever heard of before. In the orange, we have Song Song playing as the Aztecs, and then his ally is Fan in the blue. I recognize that the name is longer, but we're going to stick with Fan. Then against them is Pete Martell. Pete Martell is playing as the Huns in the purple. And in the green, we have Mayans for Anti-Demon. Now, it's a 2v2, obviously, which means there's going to be a lot of pressure on either player. They don't have as much time to wall off like in a 4v4. And because of that extra pressure, I'm actually surprised this game is even happening. If you look at the ratings, 1597 in team games for green, and 1777 for team games for purple here. Then you look at blue. Blue is almost 2K. He's over 1900. And Song Song is a guy I've seen playing with some of the best over the past couple weeks. And this guy is almost 2K as well in team games. So we have some really strong players teamed up versus some players who, at least with rating, are not that strong. I really don't know. Maybe they are strong 1v1 players. And we also have 3 Meso civilizations here. Huns are the only ones breaking the trend, but we do have Aztecs, and then we have 2 Mayan civilizations in this game. So I might fast forward a little bit. Spoiler alert, no, it is a very long and intense game. But if you don't know anything about the civilizations, the Mayans are known for their strong archers. So if the game goes on, we'll probably see crossbows and then plumed archers if they have the time to get the castles up. Aztecs, also known for their archers, but you'll normally see a drush or man-at-arms from them in the early game. And then they transition to archers, and then it's actually a cool civ because they go right back to infantry with Eagle Warriors or Jaguar Warriors if we get lucky in the later stages. Huns is a civ that can pretty much do anything. They can't make Eagle Warriors, they can't make plumed archers, but they can do scouts, they can do archers very well, they can do cavalry archers specifically very well. And then maybe we'll see paladins, maybe we will see the cavalry archer, they do siege ram, they get halberdier, they get hussar, and they're just because they don't have houses and because they do pretty much everything pretty well. There's just a lot of variety, so you're able to defend pretty well with this civ, which is why a lot of people like it. And plus, it's fun because it's fast-paced. You don't have to slow down to build houses. So I'm just interested to see what the players are going to do versus Fan and Song Song. And Song Song is the only person I have heard of before. I noticed the maps are pretty open, so if you have maps that are open, what you want to do is you want to do the little walling like this. So just for the early game, you don't get pressured. You don't need to think about walling the whole map just yet. Unless you're Song Song. Song Song has actually done a good job here with the palisade walls on the left, a house wall, a barracks up. Will Song Song drush? Song Song is not creating any militia. I will say that he could wall here, and then wall... Okay, this is a lot of walling if he wants to get this area, but basically he can wall a large majority of his base if he wants. He has clicked up to the feudal age, and Anti-Demon is making 4 militia, and you can tell that he's been collecting a little bit more gold because he's expecting he needs the 4th or 5th militia to deal with Aztecs. Aztec player is just now creating them, and oh, I wonder what Song Song is going to do. He might go forward. But I have slowed it down now, guys. Song Song gonna wall this off real quick and then go forward? I assume he's going forward. I don't know. Yeah, I slowed it down. We'll do this speed probably for the rest of the game. So green is going with the militia. Green actually with his Eagle Warrior spotted the vills come in his direction. And he has some beautiful walls going up, so it won't be easy to forward a base like this, especially when the stone is safe. If you're going towers versus a guy and he has all these walls and the stone is safe, and normally a bad situation for you. Song Song, the stronger player, will be tested here. Anti-Demon is on the way to feudal, and Orange is just sending all these vills. And all them. That's a lot of villagers, guys. That is a crazy amount of villagers. He is researching man-at-arms as well, so this would maybe be the time where Green wants to fight this. And that's a good start to that engagement. And now he's going to fight the vills, and oh, he's found a vill pick. That vill just melted there. But now he has to run away because he will be man-at-arms, and he has low HP on his militia. But I have to say, that was probably worth it. Kill one of the vills going forward, you already have walls. Not a huge deal. Now, I'm sorry, guys, I missed this. And this is, oh, this is crazy. Look at this. This is just a very ballsy forward. Man-at-arms and forward villagers. Look at this, and purple can't see it. But purple's going scouts. Here are the scouts, and he has run into these walls that I talked about. Purple has no clue. Now he's going to see the man-at-arms for the first time. This is just going to be devastating for purple. Now, one villager down, could be more. But this is the craziest thing. Look, this is what he can see. He does not know the archery ranges are there. And if you're wondering, this is a spectator bug, so he doesn't see that change in the grass there either. Well, I don't know how I can miss something in a recorded game, but I apologize. I have missed it. But you could tell that these are just the dead militias for green. And you can tell that the stronger players are just being aggressive. Maybe they're confident in doing so, which would make sense. And this is not a good situation for green. This tower will go up on his wood, and the man-at-arms are waiting then. And here comes the push from purple to defend his own base. A big action on either side now. And it's so important that you defend yourself and keep army out on the map, because you don't want your opponent or the guy on your side to go to your ally. But look at that. Look at that cleanup there. Blue used to have forward villagers, and he used to have a forward army, but so many scouts from purple. After the early loss, he did the right thing to come back here. And what he wants to do now is just deny these archery ranges. That'd be a huge victory for him. The blue sending forward a spear, but that's a big loss there. Meanwhile, 2 bodies down on this wood line, and green starting a little bit of walling off. In fact, he's adding 3 archery ranges. And you can tell green is definitely panicking a bit. These villagers all idle. Okay, they're going to run away now. And orange seems to be running away at that same time, which I find interesting. He essentially denied both these golds, so if he keeps these towers up throughout the game, he's fine. Also, he has started to wall his base. Oh my gosh, the wall of Song Song here. Song Song must be Chinese or something. He's gonna try and just wall everything in. Like I said, it would be hard to do, but he's going with the stone walls too. I'm not streaming this, but I'm sure the T90 walls would be in the chat if I was. And now purple is really feeling the heat. He doesn't even know what's happening now. Green is coming over to help. But look at this. The villager's going down, and he has not realized, because he's been focusing on walling up these archery ranges to render them useless. And that is a bad situation for him. He's lost 2 villagers. Will be 3 villagers here. I will say great teamwork from green to come over. And purple still has the scouts. They actually still have the score lead over these top players. But not a great situation now that he has a tower on his wood line. Orange needs to be careful with the vills. What is he doing here? He didn't expect the scouts to come in. Luckily, he got back in the tower. I don't expect these villagers will do much more when there are so many scouts from purple. Well, game is kind of slowed down now. Green with his 3 archery range archers. He's going to have a lot of army. And what I foresee happening is he's going to go to orange to try and kill orange. And he's going to find that his base is completely walled. And then maybe he will go to blue. In fact, that might have been a signal from the teammate here to tell him where blue is. Oh, what's going on? This is, in my opinion, this is a poor decision from purple. Building this tower, it makes sense if you're trying to deny this going up in the first place, but in this situation, just wait, man. Just wait until the tower goes down to the scouts. Nothing Orange can do about it, but it does look like Orange will lose all of his villagers anyhow, and purple lost 2, which, like I said, not ideal. Not ideal. Alright, I want to start looking at resources. Our player is close to clicking up the castle, specifically Orange, who is going to lose his forward vills and has lost them, and he has no other plans for military as far as I can see. Yeah, just a palisade on a wolf, that's it. Okay, there's his market. You know he's going to be clicking up soon. We'll go back there, but now Green is making his way to Blue's base, and Blue's building these early towers because he knows there are archers, so let's see if Green can get some vill picks. He could deny this tower. It's going to be so close that Blue knows that he's in trouble now. He's trying to panic this down, 97, 98, 99%, and it's up. He did lose some vills there. Big losses in the early stages of this game, guys. 20 minutes in, look at the amount of kills and deaths on the bottom part of your screen on this overlay. And now Purple's here. And Purple has bloodlines on the scouts, and he's going to camp underneath yet another tower. And look at that. Song Song just sent stone to Blue so he can build another tower if need be. So they are taking this seriously versus 2 players that are weaker than them. And the tower here just to protect the stone and the gold. But look at this. This is not going to be good enough. That spear's not even going to be good enough. When you wall up like this, it allows you to be safe, but you can't get out of your base. It's bad news bears for you. And this is why you sometimes don't want to play so passive. I guess he maybe had no choice after losing his archery ranges on the front, but still. Now, Blue's on the way to castle, as is Song Song. And Song Song cannot be touched. Maybe he can't be stopped. We'll see. Full stone walls. No shame. No shame whatsoever from Song Song. Green still has a lot of army, but that army is not going to be upgraded as early as what Song Song can do, because Song Song will be in castle. And Blue is also on his way to Castle Age. And Purple, I realized, just researched scale barding for the scouts. So not only did he get bloodlines for the extra HP on the scouts, but he got scale barding, which, again, he's the 1700, so we're not looking at the 2.5Ks we're used to seeing. Is kind of questionable because there's nothing attacking him right now, so I don't know if it was worth getting that upgrade. So let's see how far he is from castle. He is getting there. He's building a market to use some of that excess gold to buy food to click up. And Green has just been patrolling around, defending his buddy, and Green is on the way up to Castle Age too. Honestly, this has been a very exciting game thus far. And the 2 top players, Song Song and Fan, they put themselves in this position where they don't have military, and they're relying on their Castle Age advantage to do something. Now, for my end, stone is extremely important, and I think that's why Blue came back out here and made sure he could keep this tower up, because they want the plumed archers if possible. Green going to lose almost all of his art. Oh, yep, that guy's going to die too with his friends. Green can't do much, but you know what? Purple still has the scouts here. I would definitely stick around here if I were Purple with these scouts. Get the upgrades, you need to make use of it, and even those spears could be fought, but he's going to run back. He's on his way to castle, and we will see what he has in store for us. So Song Song is the focus now. He's been in castle for a while, and you know what he's going to do? He's going to sneak outside of the gate with a bunch of military, because no one was expecting him to have military behind the walls. Nope. He's going to full boom. Full boom, and he's still sending some resources to his ally. A 3 TC boom. Aztec boom is sweet because they have the farm bonus. And obviously he had a head start to Castle Age too. So as of now, he's at 41 vills. But seeing as his opponents have either just hit the castle age or are on the way, he's going to have more TCs, and he will probably have more villagers, so he could be a danger later on. I want to look at Fan quickly, Song Song's ally. And yeah, he just used that stone, I guess, for town center, so he's using a similar approach. Just look at the military numbers. 3 military for Fan. I don't even know. I guess those are the spears, right? Song Song has 1 military, which I assume is a monk. Yeah. So one could call this greedy. I don't know if it's greed as much as just a style that is not very offensive, but yeah, you can tell that Pete Martell and Green here, they have emphasized military more than, you know, the stronger players in this game, and maybe they'll have an opportunity to do some damage. But I do kind of fear for them, though, because, well, first of all, Song Song is full walled, and that'll be hard to stop. Second of all, they've had a time window where they could have had army on Blue's base, and they haven't done anything yet. Green seems to be coming over here with the crossbows, and if you didn't see it on your screen already, we have 2 builders from Pete. So Pete has actually upgraded to Light Cav, which is very rare, and he also is sending villagers to the other side to build a siege workshop here, and they're going to pressure the Song Song guy. Song Song is at 58 villagers, is well ahead of everyone in this game. And look at that. That house was taken out. It's the one weak point in the wall. And, oh man, there's a hole here as well. So I guess looking back, it totally was greedy. Because now the teamwork is working for Anti-Demon and Pete Marshall. And this is where Song Song needs some big Maganel shots. And conversions won't really help him versus crossbows and light cav. So it's pretty much just the Maganel. And you could see how close he was to picking up to Imp as well. Had he kept the walls up, things would have been much better for him. No pressure on Blue whatsoever right now. But 30 minutes in, the sub 1600 player is doing a great deal of damage to Song Song. And the sub 1800 player is helping out. So pretty crazy stuff here. Oh, it's a watchtower from Pete. He's lost that villager, and Pete is sending in some knights now. Now, if you're thinking Orange hasn't taken many losses here, it doesn't necessarily matter. He has at 60 villagers and 36 of them are idle, so it looks like Purple got a very nice Maganel shot there to kill that as well. This is extremely damaging to what Song Song wanted to do. He has more villagers, but he has less working than any other player in this game. I just want to, you know, give a round of applause already to what these two guys are doing. I would not have expected a forward siege workshop here. And I love the mobility of these light cav too. One could easily just forget about these light cav, not even have upgraded them, but he's going to use 3 light cav to kill a Maganel. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Now, Green is making some small mistakes, and he's running into the TC time and time again. He's going for Vil picks. I feel like his presence here is all he really needs, so he should be careful with his numbers. This is beautiful job at camping the crossbow there to deny that gold. Just needs to stick around here. The damage is being done. Giving themselves time back at home. And look at this, even a castle from Green now, so he can add in the plumed archers. And Green is on the way to the Imperialates. There's 2 Maganels here. He needs to be careful. And the Maganels from Song Song, they are missing. And look at his economy. He is so stretched. So stretched. And Blue, at his base, again, he's been completely safe this entire time. He has a castle, and he will send plumed archers to help. But I think the damage has already been done. Let's see. Green losing some crossbows to the Maganels. It was neat of Song Song to wall these guys in, as the knights can't pick them off. And man, the Song Song is still staying alive, but it is not a good quality of life for him. I kind of feel like Blue, if he continues to send plumed archers, might be able to do something, because plumes are so strong. And Green has lost so many of his crossbows, but definitely worth it. 63 villages for Song Song. This is a guy who was 15 ahead earlier, and now 63 for Pete, and 69 for Green, so they are actually ahead, and they have not had the idle time. And look, there's an entryway here for Mr. Pete. He's going to kill the Maganels once again, and man, whatever Song Song is singing is not a happy one right now, I can tell you that much. This is a disaster. Now, I'm looking at populations, I'm looking at the position in the game, and I have to feel like that green and purple should get this one easily. Green is in the Imperial Age, so he'll get even more upgrades. It looks to me like he will be going for plumed archers. He has a great economy at home. But now we get into one of those interesting situations where we have two higher rated players and they are in a position to make a comeback. And if it was the other way around, the lower rated players probably would not have made a comeback, but will the higher rated players be able to do something? We shall see. Now, slowly but surely, the units in Song Song's base are disappearing. And Pete is still sending in a lot of Castle Age pressure with the Knights and with the Battering Rams. And he doesn't have any units accompanying him now. He doesn't have the archers from green, though he's sending in a few plumes now. My point is simply that these will not have near as much success. And finally, Song Song should be able to, ungarrison these villagers. And with the help of a few pikemen, kill these knights as well. And it's also gave him time to wall, so he can actually wall any knights that should be coming in after him out. All right, well, let's pause, shall we? Let's just do what we can't do when it's a live cast, and that is kind of diagnose the situation, what players are doing, what their economies look like. And we'll start with Pete here, because Pete is going to be up against Blue, who is on the way to the Imperial Age. And I look at his population now, it's at 83 population. I look at his economy, and you can just tell that he is potentially going to be in trouble here. He was sending all of his units, putting most of his resources into the attack here. He also had a forward siege workshop, two of them creating siege. But can he deal with plumed archers out of what will be 3 castles? Honestly, at this stage, the answer is no. He doesn't have a lot of farming economy, and he doesn't have the wood to create a lot of farms, so he needs a whole eco rework in this situation. So that means if Blue ends up pushing towards him, green will be needed, and then Song Song might have some room to breathe. And oh my goodness, that is a lot of dead bodies there for Song Song. So hopefully that time comes soon for him. But yeah, that's kind of how I see this situation could play out. The green has done an excellent job, but again, this is the time where he should probably have a siege workshop and be doing a little bit more. Maybe go capped ram. Look at his resources, and well, it's not the best. But still, he was the first imp. And Song Song is just a distraction now. And this happens in team games at times, where one player is essentially dead, but it gives another guy a free boom. And this is that guy. And Fan is going to have 4 castles. Fan has the strongest economy, 94 villagers. And almost every single castle is creating plumed archers, and he is not far away from getting his 5th castle. So the plumed archers already create pretty fast. You can only imagine how many he will have in a moment's time. And I love the teamwork between these two. You see Blue now sending resources to Song Song. I don't play a lot of team games, but I cast a lot of team games, and I rarely see people doing that this early when someone needs help. Normally you'll see a sling after things go horribly bad, and it's beyond the point of return. But in this situation, there's still an opportunity for them to come back here. And for Song Song to play a part. He still has 70 villagers. But now we have 2 battering rams, we have a mangonel, we have plumed archers, and we have knights. And the only thing that Song Song has to defend is villagers and now pikemen after that mangonel went down. And another great shot from Pete, honestly, to do that. And oh man, this is just so hard to see, but you know what we are going to see over here is going to be a struggle for purple, because purple hasn't clicked up to imp and blue's pushing in. And blue, he has plumed archers with Imperial Age upgrades. So 2 players, 1 player on either team now struggling, and the Mayan civilization is at the focal point of the strengths of each team. Elite plumed archers for green. They can go in here now if they want. And still, Blue is sending resources to Song Song to try and keep him alive. Well, let's see what the teamwork is like between Pete and Green now, because Green came over here earlier with his archers to help out when that tower went up, remember, in this area? And he's going to be needed now. And I think Pete is just... Yeah, he knows this is coming now. Yeah, he's going to lose access to this gold and this TC. Everything here is just gone. And he's going to build a castle. And this is a panic castle. Plumed archers. They're kind of an anti-archer archer. So they can sit underneath TCs and they won't take a lot of damage. And oh my lord, this is going to be bad. But the castle will go up, which is a good thing. But this is just a disaster for him. Absolute disaster. And Green still does not have any units on the way. Green has actually sent a lot more into Song's base. Song, he's repairing this TC. There's a two trebuchets here from Green. And there's still a lot of units from Pete Martell despite the struggle in his own base. So Song, I guess the question is now, who's going to die faster? Because Song is in an awful position. He's at 62 population. He does not have any military that can really contribute to this. Just regular Eagle Warriors won't do anything. He's researching Onager out of this siege workshop. Oh my goodness, which might stay up. So we'll look back to that. But now we need to look as Blue. Is he pressuring even further with this trebuchet? Green coming over to help. Look at the dead bodies there. I think Green cleaned that up, to be honest. But a crazy game. You know it's a good game when it's slower than normal. It's a recorded game. And yeah, I'm still missing a few things. That's just how much action is packed into this. Now, Onager just completed for Song. He's only at 50 villagers, but he does have Onager, which is exciting. And that shot was big, but the elite plumes might be able to micro this. I have faith that Green can do so. Definitely not as bad as it... okay, that sucked. But definitely not as bad as it could have been. Still not great because he will lose his trebs and he will lose his army. But, man, my neighbors probably heard me gasp on that one. So this is going to be the 6th castle for Blue. So, what? Song showing up here with villagers for gold? That... that is so hilarious. He also snuck out over here. This is hilarious. He doesn't even have a working TC, and yet he's still trying. There we go. He's gonna build his new TC here, and he's on this gold, and he's on Blue's gold. Unreal. Well, it's all Mayans pretty much at the moment, but Pete is on his way to the Imperial Age. He has survived. There's been slinging from both teams. You can tell Green is going to focus a lot more on this side now. He has Plumed Archers massed. He's going to add siege rams. So, you know, still Song and Fan are pretty far behind just because Song doesn't have much to contribute. He's at 51 vills and 3 military, and now you can see Anti-Demon is sending resources to Pete so Pete can add Cavalier. And he's researching Cavalier right now, but we'll see how long he stays alive still, as he just doesn't have the economy to fund the Cavalier himself. It'll be the Mayan sling that will give him those units, and if not, if the Mayan player can't afford to do that, if Green can only put resources into his own attack, it will pretty much be a 1v1. Song is a survivor though, guys. He's also going to continue to wall here to protect this base he has, and Green is going to build a castle in this area too. Just really bad for Song, but you know what? Fan is doing an excellent job to keep his team in this game. Excellent job. Good cleanup here versus Green's Plumed Archers. He still has the trebs on the front. And now is when it gets difficult for him because he's going to be 2v1'd himself. The Song was 2v1'd earlier. Now Fan is going to be 2v1'd, and Fan does not have enough Plumed Archers to protect his trebuchets. Trebuchets going down. I'm just checking the upgrades. All Plumed Archers are fully upgraded. And now the Cavalier are here. I guess on the bright side for Blue, he has 6 castles. So if he loses one... In fact, hold on. I'm going to move this overlay a bit. I don't know how long it's been like that. If he loses one, he's still going to have 5 left. But, you know, it's still rough when you're losing this map control. And this could easily snowball into him losing his own base. Now, Song Song is researching Siege Onager, which I can only imagine is because of the sling from blue. So this could be nuts because the siege workshop's going up between these castles, and 1 or 2 siege onagers can change this. Green has done the correct approach, and he's going for siege ram. And if you don't know, when you're versus plumed archers, you want to get the rams as a meat shield. There's far too much going on to be able to single fire or just try and focus down individual units. You normally patrol. And if you watch the siege ram, for example... Actually, you know what? Blue is clicking here. He is using the groups of army to click. I guess if you look at these plumed archers, you can see that they are attacking the closest thing, which is the rams. He's still repairing. And Green has not seen those siege workshops. And actually, if he has, and he has, he's definitely not expecting siege onager because Song Song has no base. There's Onager. Siege Onager is close to coming in. Now the Onagers might save the castle, you know. Saying that there are trebs from purple and it will go down. This is a wild, wild game. Song Song still surviving. It even has some Onagers over here. They're trying to stay alive. Blue gonna get some extra gold. And Blue might be able to hold here with the help of Song Song and his siege Onagers. Song Song's still at 73 population. This would not be possible without a market. But the teamwork has been very good from both teams from the very beginning. And as you can tell, Purple maybe not getting this link because he doesn't have Paladin. Maybe Green should bank up some resources to send to Purple for Paladin. Because Paladin could pick off the siege onagers. Well, it's kind of stabilized on the right-hand side for both teams. Neither team lost a ton. I mean, lots of bodies went down, but equal casualties for the most part. And it's not like Blue can really push back all that fast when he doesn't have his own rams. He only has 1 treb, and these siege onagers cannot get close to this castle, so it'll take a little bit of time here. But they could take some big fights. In one moment, a game can change when siege onagers exist. Especially versus plumed archers, because they're quite weak to the siege onagers. Well, I'm still following this side, and you can look at the mini-map, and all the green seems to be going over here. So they really... purple and green really are not in a position where they can pressure Song Song. And Song Song only making the siege onagers as military. I also see that both teams are getting trade upgrades, so they can begin trade at this stage. But oh my goodness, there's so much potential here for a shot. I don't know how good their micro is, and I don't like it. For what it's... oh my goodness, no! Oh, that's a huge shot. Look at all the dead bodies. Now, I love what Pete Martell is doing with the light cav, but he just simply does not have the right unit here. He needs paladins to get in close, and Song Song keeping his siege alive. That's exactly what I said a moment ago, guys. I mean, siege onagers are so strong. What I was gonna say before many units died before our eyes, I was gonna say that I don't know how this game ends. I just basically fast forwarded to the 45-minute mark and realized it was a good one to cast. So, I've not been spoiled. And at this rate, Song Song and Fan have taken the score lead back, and Song Song is still below 100 population. Green, he's doing so much right here, but the plumed archer siege onager combo just seems unstoppable unless Pete can add something in other than hussars. They can't do that without the gold. They are starting to trade, so maybe in 15 minutes time they will be able to. Maybe if they find these gold piles that are around the map, I don't know. But again, the siege onager is going to be raining down rocks upon the plumes, and now these are hussars. That's better than light cav, and purple just needs to focus down the siege, and then maybe green can take an equal fight. The Song Song actually adding siege rams and siege onagers, so full siege from the Aztec player. No Jaguar warriors, no Eagle warriors, just full siege. And he even has the balls to push in against his castle on this side too. And he's very close to where they are trading, so if he does get a foothold here at some point, that would not be good. That might even be GG. Imagine a trade raid when so much is going on at this stage and everyone's so reliant on trade for gold. A trade raid could just be the end of the game. Well, again, purple doing all he can do and killing the siege onagers. He has the food to create hussars. I'm just wondering where green has his military now. Oh, he's pushing back this way. He's going to try and micro versus the siege onager. This guy's not playing like a sub 6 a sub 1600. Unlucky there versus the SO, but I still think that maybe he's higher in 1v1s. I totally cursed the commentator here because he's losing all his plumes, but still, he's doing a pretty good job. He's gonna have to step it up though, because blue and orange are continuing to steamroll what used to be purple's base. And these farms are so important to his hussar production. These stables are so important to his hussar production. Pete even selling some of his food I just saw a moment ago to get some gold, probably just to add trade cards. So in this situation, I don't know how many of you get in these situations in team games, but if you ever do, then you still have to be adding trade. Because your opponent's adding trade as they push forward, and the sad thing is you still have to invest whatever gold you could use to defend into the trade, because it'll be even more overwhelming of a task to come back if you're not adding trade. And so that's what purple's probably selling the food for, and he's sending in the siege onagers for the rams, or sorry, he's sending in the hussars for the siege onagers and the rams, and he's killing some of them. But blue has built a castle here to cement his position, and now he has the plumed archers in the trade. And this is kind of where, if green doesn't have any gold banked up, and let's see what he does, if he does. He really doesn't. If he doesn't have gold banked up, and if he can't clean this up, all their trade carts are going down, and that's just a disaster for them. You know, there's 4 trade carts for green, 3 for purple, 20 for Fen, and 22 for Song Song. And Song Song has actually been being raided by these hussars occasionally. But, you know, he might get to the stage where he might add something other than siege, like these elite eagle warriors, which he started to mix in. Still, I guess there's not much trade now. These are some of the carts that Pete just created a moment ago, but still, this trade is in jeopardy. No wall-offs for blue, so maybe as the game goes on, their trade will be vulnerable in this area. But, you know, green is simply not in a position, purple is simply not in a position where they can push that. But green has the plumed archer numbers now. He's at 72 military, 84 for blue, though. The lead eagle is probably a bad choice for Song Song. The lead eagle warriors are good for raiding economy, but plumed archers have a small bonus versus the eagles, so the eagles just simply aren't a good move in my opinion, which kind of leads me towards purple. I think because purple is actually these Huns, he doesn't have access to the same units as these other 3. I think that if he can get the Cavalier and Paladin at some point, they'd have a big advantage, but it's about holding out for that gold, and they're not going to have a lot of it after the trade loss. Song Song is still hurting for economy, only 62 villagers. Purple has built some stables over here just to raid. He's not trying to fight the Eagle Warriors, he just wants to raid economy. And you can see Song Song losing villagers to the random hussars in his base, and it's so annoying when this happens to you. This hussar's on 7 HP, and they killed a few villagers there. It all adds up very quick, and you can get the hussar spam going, and especially when eagles are a little bit slower. And nice siege onager pick off there, making his opponent waste his gold, and still a crazy fight going on this side. Pete and Anti-Demon are actually trying to push this castle now with their own siege rams, and it could be possible. Pete has the trebuchet, the siege onagers are the big worry, and Pete is killing them with the hussars. This guy just won't die. Look at this, he's gonna kill all these siege onagers. This one's on 4 HP, it should go down. And that means the rams will not only act as a meat shield for green, but they will, of course, kill the buildings here. So blue is going to go away, and he's going to fall back because he can't do... Oh, no, 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 no. This was on 4 HP earlier. No! It's on 1 HP now. Oh, man. That is the most value per HP you've ever seen from a siege onager. Purple forgot about it, sadly. It's like he had too much going on. Like, how did he miss that? Yeah, that sucks for green. That sucks for green. But still they're pushing. And still they have a lot of rams. And they are getting their trade number back up. Still, the other team is above 30. And I guess if you combine their trade cards, they're at 66. While if you combine the trade cards for green and purple, they're at 19. But I still feel like there is a lot of potential for a trade raid here, especially now that purple sees this trade with his hussars. And also, it doesn't seem like Song Song can contribute much. He's at 60 villagers. In fact, blue is at 70 villagers himself, so he doesn't have as much population as he might like. Yeah, it's great to invest into 120 military when you have that momentum, but once you lose the momentum, you eventually run out of the resources to create your units. But it's like every time green pushes forward with Pete, they just hit a wall because more siege challengers can be created. They don't have an answer to this right now, or a consistent answer, that is. And blue has so many castles. It's still on 6 castles. Alright, so I realize again that the overlay keeps giving us more information. And so I'm just gonna make it easy for us. Oops. Make it easy for us and slide it over to the left so it doesn't get behind the score. Which is very close, by the way. The team score is on the right-hand side. If you look at the bottom right, it's to the right side of the individual score. And the team score is incredibly close now. And I just see so much purple here. And green's even building a castle at Song Song's base. So Song Song's still getting beaten to a pulp. This is not an economy for Song Song. This is what used to be an economy. This is his biggest contribution to economy right here, the trade. Well, so far this game has been amazing. I'd like to remind you that green and purple lost their trade and somehow, someway have been able to push back. It still should be behind because 40 trade cards for Song Song and 37 for blue. But I guess blue is only going to be creating rams and plumed archers with his resources, and orange can only contribute a few siege archers every now and then. So the rams and plumed archers that blue has will only match what green has. And if purple can somehow get in a position to make those paladins, man, maybe, just maybe, you can see that resources are being sent to Pete. And paladins could change everything. Well, what's this? The hussars going crazy. You see, they've been chasing the trade. It takes a long time to kill a trade cart with hussars, but that hasn't been cleaned up. And there might have been a small trade raid earlier from green here as well. The hussars are very close to what is half of Song Song's economy in this back corner. And still on the front. The Song Song, I guess, is walled up now, but Song Song is at risk of being defeated. Let's be honest. If blue can't send plumed archers, then Song Song could die. But green also can't contribute too much here. He doesn't want to put population space on this side when he's being pushed by blue. Crazy game. Crazy game. And blue has so many siege rams. There's still a siege energy for Song Song. That's all he needs. But Pete is researching Paladin. This is the perfect time to be researching Paladin. But no! Blue is in the trade. It's so hard to spot these trade raids. Look at the trade cards going down again. This is the second successful trade raid for blue. And taking green and purple close to below 10 in trade cards. They've signaled it. They see it's coming. And green is sending his own rams to clean up blue's rams. And purple going to try and just repair this. But that's going to be one heck of a repair if he can keep this castle up. Oh my... I think he's going to keep the castle up. They cleaned up the trade here, but now blue is pushed in underneath the castle again. He's killing so much trade, and oh man, he's going to do the experience thing, the wise thing, and just split armies and run. Run with the plumes, and then stop random groups in the trade line. And then he can pretty much ensure all of it will be killed. I can't believe purple kept this castle up against so many siege rams. Good help from green there. And purple might not have the resources for Paladin now for sure. I mean, they used all that time to get the trade up and running, and blue just cut it right down. with these plumes. And he continues to do this. And 9 trade cards for green. That's going to go down 11 trade cards for purple. A nice cutoff here from green on this army. But hold on a second. Trade has died. A lot of trade has died between orange and blue. Look, maybe it's the hussars. I feel like plumed archers were sent here by green too. So maybe they both have done enough damage to each other where they can hang on. There's not a lot of trade here. Such a crazy game to cast. I can only imagine what it's like to play. Blue's still killing the trade. Those are new trade cards as well. Those are fresh trade cards. This is a new job for them. They're getting paid overtime. It wasn't worth the investment. 7 trade for green, 6 for purple, and 25 for blue, 15 for orange. So I don't know though. Blue and orange have not satisfied me. I feel like they have not protected their trade enough for me to feel comfortable in their victory here. You know, all these rams and plumed archers, they will kill some farmers and maybe some production buildings, but purple still has a lot of farmers. He's at 110 villagers, so he can continue to make hussars. Song Song again not contributing too much. Okay, he is pushing it on this side. This will be interesting. This is where the trade carts are. And this is an area that's actually protected by the castles. So I guess this is the first time, credit to Song Song, that he's contributed in his own engagement. He wasn't just accompanying green. But still, he's at 45 vills. So he can't do this for very long. He's more villagers than he does military. Blue, after that big loss in the trade line, is at 17 military. And green is at 70 military. And purple is at 60 military. So maybe blue took an engagement, and now he can't replenish his forces, and he does not have the gold, he does not have a lot of wood. And man, I can't believe the score lead is actually in favor of green and purple right now. The score lead is deceiving at times. I still feel like the team with more trade should be favored, but there are a few paladins in the mix now for Pete. Pete has taken the top score for his team as well. Just goes to show you how much he's hung in here. And I'd like to remind you that Pete is a 1700 player, 1600 player anti-demon. They're playing versus pretty much 2Ks. And man, have they been doing a good job to give us entertainment here. They're struggling to figure out where blue's military is now. You know it's bad when Song Song has more military than Fan. There's some random rams from get it? Some random rams. I've never made that joke before. I can't believe it. But yeah, they're gonna clear up castles on both sides, or at least green will attempt to. And this game goes on, ladies and gentlemen. This has been cleaned up. The paladins and hussars and plumes from green have cleaned up that big attack that came in from orange, and I don't know how to call a game like this. This is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. And even still, if green can wiggle in here, slide past the walls, and get plumed archers in the trade line, you're going to see all this trade done. Because if hussars are doing this, you know the plumed archers are going to do it. Hussars have contributed to so many trade kills. And Fan does not have the resources. Fan has 200 gold and less than 100 wood, and he needs to create plumed archers out of all of his castles. And these rams are completely exposed. If Pete sends the hussars, then he can kill the rams. I think Pete and Anti-Demon can do this. I honestly feel like they can. They've been hitting the trade many times, but they have persevered, and you know you're out of gold or struggling for gold when you're researching pikemen now in blue's position. Also, he's very scared of the hussars and the potential paladins. But plumes in the choke point, just perfect. All these hussars will die. But the hussars over here having some success, just distracting Song Song again. Song Song at 90 population, 44 vills. Let's look at his resources. Oops. I guess you didn't see that. I accidentally opened something up on the screen. But yeah, I mean, he does not have a lot either. Some people say in the Twitch streams, Romanian economy. And yeah, Romanian economy for Fan and for Song. So they basically need to hold now or distract so they can let their extra trade do something for them. And this is where green and purple need to finalize their push, and they're trying to versus Song. Anti-Demon still has a decent amount of military. His plumed archers being massed here, and he's going to start adding rams. But it's almost like, where do you choose to fight? This really isn't Blue's main base. This is Blue's base he built next to where Purple used to have a base. So you try and push this, you're likely stopped. It's so well fortified, and then you get the Blue's main base, and that seems impossible to kill with only Hussars and Plumes. Both teams struggling for the gold, trying to make use of what they have. 200 population for Pete. Fortunately for him, only 13 trade cards. And 170 population for Green, and Green is at 21 trade cards. And this has kind of been a base trade, in a sense. I mean, Song lost his base, and I guess he didn't steal someone else's base, but still, I mean, he's just been surviving. And then Blue took Purple's base, and even got into Green's base, and now they're pushing back Blues. And it's definitely been a trade. Instead of a base trade, a trade because of all the trade raiding. I don't think trade is the right way to explain that situation, but yeah, I mean, pretty wild stuff. Look at all the Hussars here from Pete. Pikeman just trying to chase him down. Couple plumed archers. I don't know what to say at this stage. I watched the rec up to the 30-40 minute mark, and I thought that was exciting, and this game is still very much possible victory for both teams. And here comes Song. Going in with Pikemen and Eagle Warriors and some Siege Rams. It's such a huge loss. If he loses his army, it's such a huge loss because he has no resources. And Blue pushing back on this side. Lots of Rams, and Pete is here. This is going to be a good fight for them. Let's see if Song has a Siege Onager coming out of this Siege Workshop. He does not. There's no other Siege Workshops. They need to probably take down Song Siege Workshop first. Yeah, I hate to nitpick because of all the action and the thousands of units that have died here, but this is the one Siege Workshop you're afraid of now. And there's Paladins for Pete, so Paladin and Plumed Archer finally. And still a ton of Hussars. I think Blue is in trouble, man. In trouble. Green has put all his population to the right-hand side. He's gonna lose the castle. And he's losing trade to the pikemen. Song is focusing on killing trade with pikemen. If the battering rams go for the markets, all the trade will actually stop. And Green has a lot of villagers here. He's running out of wood. He's in this corner with so many villas. Jeez. Still, the push continues on this side. And Blue, he may have had 7 castles before, but he's going to be down to 4 in a second. This one going down so fast. And Pete and Green are showing no signs of stopping on this side. But I guess the question is, how long can they go if they lose the trade? Once again, they're finally up above 20 apiece. That's around where Blue and Orange is. But if the trade cards go down, that means the trade stops. And, or sorry, if the markets go down, that means the trade stops. And I think that's why currently you see a new market being built, because he wants the trade to continue. So many siege rams here. I mean, so many plumed archers and paladins here. The Great Wall of China now going up for Fan. Blue building another castle. He has 5 of them in this area then, and he could lose all of them. The Song sending over some siege onagers though out of the one siege workshop he's just built over on this side. Maybe that will help, but no, Pete is going to kill the siege as it comes in. Such great teamwork. Now, can they kill this final market? If they kill the final market, all of the trade will stop. We're not even worried about the units that are left here, except for this one siege onager from Song. The pikemen are not a worry now. It's just about keeping the market up. And yes, the markets have all gone down. And look at that. The trade stops dead in its tracks. Now one castle went down for blue, but Anti-Demon simply does not have the ram numbers he would want here, and Song Song still has the siege onagers to help if he ends up paying attention to that. He's not paying attention to it, and Pete, his middle name is Attention, and he's here to kill another siege onager with the hussars, and that's going to allow Green to probably kill this castle. Yeah, there's enough HP on these rams to kill this castle, I believe. But after that, sadly, they're not going to have a lot of resources, and they're just making markets again. Green is struggling for wood. Just look. Hold on a second. Let's pause. We can do this. So the trade's going to start up again. No trade rating besides the hussars in blue space and Song Song space. But look for wood locations. So no wood left here for Green. He's at 70 vills after those losses he took. Do you see any wood? No, he has to go forward for wood. I guess he has a little bit here, but even purple's over here with wood. They are... Yeah, there's no wood for them. That's just something I just realized, too. Blue doesn't really have that worry when he has this wood line. I guess the same would be for Song Song if he can feel confident running out of his base. But anyway, let's resume the game. Song Song has been at 60 vills this entire game. It feels like Blue is actually at 60 vills. But they did a lot of damage to their opponent's trade. And their trade is still running. And there are finally some halberdiers patrolling around in this, and pikemen patrolling around in the trade line to try and kill these hussars. But this has been a huge goof, man. There's no way these paladins should be here. There's no way that these hussars should be here. These are quality players, and the hussars have been here. They live here. They've been in the trade most of the game. All he needed earlier were some plumed archers, and that maybe that would have finished off the game for them, because I'm sure they lost a lot of trade carts. But anyway, who knows how to call a game like this. Green and Pete pushing back towards Song Song. Well, Song Song going to repair his wall, which I'm pretty sure is a misclick, but it's just, it maybe it was intentional. It just goes to show you how bad things have been for him. It's kind of weird in Age of Empires. Repairing that wall is actually slower than building it from the ground up, but Song Song again in a situation where he's only contributing a few SOs or siege rams, and Fan Fan in the situation where he doesn't really have economy, so once he loses his army, he struggles to replenish more. But oh goodness, I think Blue is going for the trade again. And oh man, Pete sees him. Pete has been on the ball this game. He sees him. He's going in spread formation so he can patrol into these. And you know what? Blue is the luckiest man alive. Look at this. Look at that. That is ridiculous. Totally not planned. He just thinks, oh no, where do I need to run? And he finds a cliff. So these units, these melee units cannot surround him. He'll kill all of these easily. Also, ranged units can stack too. This is ridiculous. Where's an onager from Green when you need one? Well, speaking of ridiculous, look at Song Song's base, guys. Eagle Warriors, pikemen, having to build another siege workshop. He's expecting the raid to come in from Anti-Demon and from Pete. The multitasking these guys must have is out of this world. I don't care what the rating says. No. Green. Dude! Oh, no. Oh my word, that hurts so much. He's still gonna try and get to the trade, of course. That hurts so much. And now Blue has come out of his cliff. Actually, he's still been in the cliff. He lost this army. He's sending in another army, and he's going to the trade. And there's a lot of trade carts here for the taking. Now, credit to Pete for seeing that. They had some trouble earlier seeing it, and this time they definitely know, but they need to kill this fast. Green... I don't even know. He used to have plumed archers. They've died to siege. That was a bad engagement for him. It was a very, very bad engagement. In previous situations, we have seen him wait for Pete. And sadly, Pete was not there. And yeah, blue again being annoying, even sending in the halberdiers. The first time the halberdiers have taken an offensive engagement. And man, plumed archers stacked like this are so strong, and with the halps here, Pete needs some plumed archers, and it overcomes green. Great team play, great team play. So as it stands, 27 trade cards for green, 40 for purple. I feel like we're having the same conversations over and over and over again. Because the same situations are repeating themselves. An hour and 36 minutes into the game. After that big SO shot earlier, Pete and Anti-Demon lost the score lead. And Song pushing back, and he has a lot of SOs. He has a lot of Eagle Warriors. He's above 70 villagers. Well, congrats, Song. I didn't expect you to be there in this game, to be honest. Above 70 villagers. He has 75 military, 70 for blue. Blue is getting cleaned up in the trade now. The military is still pretty high for green, but green has lost a lot of vills. And I did not realize that. In fact, the trade is also stalled out because of one of the markets that was deleted. The green is at 43 vills, guys. Wow. Must be because of the lack of wood. Saying that, he has some wood in the bank, but the fragile economy. It is a fragile economy. And oh my goodness, you know what else is fragile? Plumed archers. When they take rocks to the face, it doesn't work out for them. In case you didn't know from watching the earlier parts of the game. Green have to run away again. The decider has been the Siege Onager, I think. Paladins, they've been strong, but Pete never had the economy to make many of them. He's played his heart out, that's for sure, but the fact that we have one team with Siege Onager available to them has really changed things, I think. I think if Song was Huns, like Pete was, in his earlier situation, he wouldn't have been able to get his team out of jail, and, well, overcome the Paladins for Pete, but this is not an engagement he wants to take against so many pikemen and so many Eagle Warriors. And blue's in the trade again! Again, he's in the trade. He does not stop. This is where he belongs. There's a magnetic force that attracts his plumed archers to the trade. And now green is below 20 trade cards, and purple will be as well. Green continues to clean this up. But blue is a stubborn man. And meanwhile, Pete was taking engagement on this side. And he will come out worse in this engagement, and blue will have the halbs available from the barracks and a lot more plumed archers than he can deal with. It's a struggle for green now, guys. This is where he had his wood, remember? Here he had his wood too. You could see all the dead villager bodies. They've slowly been going down. Purple is all the way next to Song starting TCs with this lumber camp. And they haven't been able to do any counter raids to these guys. The Hussars aren't going to cut it anymore because of the Halberdiers patrolling for Fan. And if green is unable to get military numbers up, then he's in Vill numbers as well. I mean, just basically up his population. I think his ally will die on this side versus Halberdiers and plumed archers. It's a perfect combo. Especially when you have these numbers. 85 military for Fan. How many units has he lost in trade? He would send batches of 40 to 50 units into the trade and lose them. And now suddenly he has 80 units again. Insane. Maybe that's where we're truly seeing the quality, where Fan and Song would put themselves in position where if they now lose the army, they can replenish it, or they're skilled enough to replenish it faster. I don't know, but oh, green is going to go for it. Green is finally going to go for a trade raid. Now, the question is, will his ally die on this side? Because he feels like he needs to commit for the trade. But if he had plumed archers here, he might be able to defend this. And now, this looks bad. Even on this side, this is a very good position for Song. They really can't fight this. The Hussars won't do it. Plumed archers won't do it. They could lose their own trade in the process. I credit green for going for this, but it might just be the wrong time. It might just be too late. And he's sending gold to Pete so Pete can make paladins, but now blue is in the trade line. And oh, this is hilarious. This is actually a thing. There's actually still wood in the corner. And the crazy thing is, that is a 10th of the economy for green. And he so badly needs economy. Look at the trade going down. Green is also going to get into their trade. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. I'm glad that I was not born into a trade cart life. Let me tell you that. Because these guys, they have stamina. They have apparently very good stamina because they never get tired. But they just continue to get chopped down. So, I mean, which is worse now? I think Pete will eventually clean up this army. Will he clean up this army from blue? And can they clean up this from Song Song? I don't think they can. So it's almost like Anti-Demon and Pete's trade is completely gone now. And I guess Fan and Song Song can replenish this at some point because their markets are still alive. Like, that's really the differentiator here. The market still being alive. Crazy, crazy stuff. This is bad, though, now for Pete. And Pete was at 200 population. What's really bad is he lost all of his farming eco. And I don't think at this stage of the game he can add a lot more farming eco. So these vills are pretty much his only farming economy. Maybe, yeah, he's random farms over here, but... And now he's also losing production buildings, which he so badly needs to produce units, which he's gonna struggle to create because he doesn't have the food. Oh, Green sending his trade back this way, going right into plumed archers, and I just feel like eventually Song Song can use his siege onagers. Green's gonna try and micro as he always does, right? If Song Song cleans this up, and he should, then I guess they have the lead. It's still so hard to say. This is just one of those games that makes you feel bad as a caster because both teams played so incredibly well. Especially because the position Pete and Anti-Demon were in. If they were to lose this now, it would hurt. But I've seen comebacks from these situations 3 to 4 times before in this game. Maybe it is possible. It still seems unlikely. There's just too much map presence, too much map control inside of Anti-Demon and Pete Martell's economy for the other team, and it's not stopping either. While the plumed archers, though they are running, they will die. This SO from Song Song. Song Song, he may have been dead half the game, but he's a really good team player. He knows the importance of these plumed archers to the other team, and he's going to send this one SO over. Oh, attack round, attack round, attack round, attack round, attack round. Yes, that was beautiful. Another one here. Oh my goodness, that is so satisfying. And that might be the game-ending satisfaction as well. Green could try and micro these plumed archers on 6 HP. But it's not going to be enough to kill the trade. Green has 0 trade cards, 3 for Pete. And though it's below 10 for the other team, they can start adding it again, and they have much better map control, and there's the GG. Man, I'm so glad that I watched this game originally, and I'm so glad that I cast it for you guys, because I've seen a lot of trade raids in team games. 90% of the time when there's a trade raid, like Blue did earlier, or even what the other team did earlier in Pete and Anti-Demon, when you see something like that, normally that ends the game. Because not only are you down trade cards, which means that you're down gold to create military, but it's a double whammy because you need to create them again, which also costs gold. And I just don't know how they're able to come back from it time and time again. I am just looking for the closest wood line for Pete and Green. I find single trees and that's it. They have no wood. The game went on that long, they chopped all the freaking trees on their side. I don't know if that played a bigger part than I talked about during the cast, because it was just too much to talk about simple things like wood. But crazy, crazy game. And, I doubt Fan and Song Song would expect this to be on YouTube. I doubt Pete Martell and Anti-Demon would expect this to be on YouTube, because probably nobody was spectating it. And it goes to show you, you do not need to have expert players to make for a good game with standard settings. And you don't need to have community games either at times to mix in ridiculous settings to make a game good. You can still find some classics You just got to look for them. So we will look at the achievements. I didn't think about the fact that I would have some of my my stream stuff up on this overlay. Not a big deal, but I meant to remove that beforehand. You ready for it? Good lord, look at that. Look at the KD. So close. It makes sense that Pete would have lost the most units for his team. A fan with an excellent job with the plumed archers and halberdiers. He's leading with 1,500 kills. Everyone else very close to 1,000. This is kind of a surprising number to me. I guess the Siege Onagers did a lot for Song Song, but I'm surprised he was able to get to this number when Green was only able to get to this number. So his Eagle Warriors, his Pikemen, his Siege Onagers, they had value. And here's the economy difference, and this will be fun to look at. Yeah, Song Song and Fan just had so much more trade. The struggle always came in for Fan, where he would raid the trade, and then he would lose all of his army, and then the other team would push right back. But eventually, he did it time and time again, enough where they just couldn't come back. The relics, also, I did notice during the cast that Anti-Demon and Fan had 2 relics, so it kind of evened out. It seems like Fan got his relics a bit later. And this is the timeline. Man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 axes. There were plenty of more battles than that. And you can see the ups and downs of everyone's life here. But what a great game. I'm so happy I was able to bring that to you guys. So if you liked this is the first episode of the exclusive YouTube content. If you like this, first of all, leave a like. If you're seeing this exclusively for the first 48 hours, Patreon and Twitch subs, I love you guys. Thank you for supporting what I do here. If you are interested in getting involved with the Patreon, those of you that are listening to this, you can check out all the links below in the description. Also, I'll say it again because I said it in the announcement video, and I know some people might have missed it. If you're not in a position to really support with Patreon, if you have Amazon Prime, you can actually link that with Twitch and get a Twitch subscription, which essentially is $5. And we had so many people do that and hop on the sub train there. So if you go to the link that's also in the description, it'll give you that info. Your mother, your brother, your father, your second cousin twice removed, I don't know. If they have Amazon Prime, you can link it with your Twitch. And even if you can't make it to the live streams, once a month you can come back and click subscribe. And that's a way of supporting me without having to give anything out of your own pocket. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I will catch you next time. I will also, on this video, put my live stream schedule for this week. But you should definitely check out the Twitch stream if you would like to. And below that is the event calendar and the schedule in your time zone. So I will see you next time, guys, and enjoy your day.